Let's see what the improvements look like on the topics. Keep in mind your health in the corners, and let's see what else we have
You
to
only
work
have
with.
like what 6 more days to D-rank.
Okay, I'm going to jump a little bit here. Do you guys do any important planning here that I should know about?
No, I just kind of like I do a little bit of trolling and I kind of like there's like the one guy there, OO over there, who keeps on changing his choice. So like our platinum player wants to play Farah, and then OO goes Mercy, and they change to Sombra, and they're kind of doing this like
He's a
you know,
pick a
it's
character
just a
you
bit silly.
use.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Like you're debating your platinum player.
Yeah, dude, you're debating your platinum player.
Okay, pushing out here with your Reinhardt. Okay, so this I don't particularly like because I don't think you can do anything with this. Are you ready to push from here to the choke and swing at those guys?
I'm debating it, but there's that Sigma shield over there, which is like a little bit annoying.
Sure. So if you're
But maybe I should
debating
get
it,
high behind it.
you
Yeah.
can't be here. Exactly. If you're debating it, you need to be behind the payload preserving shield. Okay. Don't really like that fire strike. Do you know why I don't like that fire strike?
It was in the open.
There you go.
Yeah, could have got rocked or something.
Block the rock. Good. And now you're going to retreat in the cave. Okay, fine. You're going to go there. Better. Let's get a little more volume on this. Okay. Okay. So got to be a little careful when you're playing this corner here. You see you push past. Your Moira's right here with you, so it's okay at this moment, but you did push past effectively into 5 or 6 of them, and I would be very surprised if your whole backline can support you yet. Now, you do still have to aggressively break it at some point. You are the offense. You can't just let them hold the corner forever. But I don't know that your backline was rotated up yet. You might know that. I don't, and you haven't really checked for me to tell me. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I see your Lucio's over there,
Yeah.
or excuse me, your Sombra's over there. I see your Winston's over there. Maybe your whole backline is in play. Maybe this is just fine. The hack happened. The Winston's there. Sure. Yeah, your whole team was here, so this is as good a push opportunity as you're gonna get. Probably still not the fire strike I'd have gone for. It just doesn't do any good. Like, oh yes, I fire struck him. You weren't in danger because you have the shield protecting you, but it's not really better than just swinging at him. Like, okay, I swing at him, I do 85, I fire strike for 100. Just swing. Okay, you're dancing. You see how you're dancing here? You're like, up. You're sort of, okay, now this is better. Could have dropped your shield faster here for sure, so here you are. They're not paying any
Yeah,
attention
like I'm
to
not
you.
really getting shot at. So,
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
see, I'm not really getting any shot at. So I could have just like dropped the shield there. Yeah.
exactly. Drop the shield, let it recover, move faster at them. You're going to help out your Winston sooner. All sorts of good stuff. Winston's in. You're going to push. Would have preferred to actually push the other way. What's
Yeah.
that?
I was gonna say I kind of missed the Mercy jumping behind me. I should have turned to maybe get a shot off on her again too. I don't know. That was my thought.
Yeah, if you can catch it with your hammer, that's fine. I don't really need you to go back for things that are behind you most of the time. Like, if you're going to go back for things that are behind you, it's going to be a case of you back up to get them back in front of you and your team, and that's clearly not happening. Your Monkey's in, your Lucio's going in. Those aren't really options, so we're going to have to just walk. But I actually would have preferred you to go the other way, because you see how your Winston, I can't really draw or control the screen, so this is a little challenging, but you see how your Winston is coming in from the left and your Lucio is coming from the left, so the enemies are naturally going to get pushed to the right. I actually wanted you going through the right where they're going to get pushed to be cleaving into them. Like, if you can take multiple angles, that's going to be preferable, and you're not going to like lose your Lucio support by going this other way. In fact, you're probably going to get more of it because he's going to boop them into you. You see what I'm saying there?
Yeah, that would have been a better play. Yeah, definitely catch him on the other side.
Yep.
Be nice if Lucio speed boosted there too, but you can't have everything.
Can't have everything.
Sigma's on cart. Oh, okay, he's dead. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice for to donate coalescence there.
Moira's in gas
Isn't it-
station. She's going high ground.
Okay. You lied.
Reinhardt's also on gas station.
Well, I think I thought she was.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm trolling you. Don't worry.
We do a little trolling, yeah. Is
Okay.
this live, by the way, or is this going to be a VOD?
This is a VOD.
Okay.
I don't know what you're gonna say on the air yet. You know, I don't know you
Yeah,
well enough.
that
so
makes
I'm
perfect sense. I'm just gonna ask in case I want to see if anyone's roasting me in chat.
all good. All good. Okay, you've taken your angle. You have your shatter. Fortunately, your monkey's playing pretty aggressive for you, so it's going to give you a pretty easy window to use it, I bet. Well, I say that, and then his
Ash high ground.
peak just goes over there and gets feeds. Okay. Hmm. I don't necessarily love this. You see how you've sort of ended up where you've walked past a bunch of enemies that are now in your team, and we don't really want that as Reinhardt. We sort of want to push, and we want to keep the enemies in front of us, right? Like if we push in and we feel surrounded, it's generally because we walked past enemies we shouldn't have, or we didn't let angles get cleared before pushing in. If we push into angles and end up in situations where, hey, there's, enemies in front of us, to the left of us, and behind us, well, we're a very one-directional character. I mean, everyone's got some one-directionalness to them, but we're a one-directional character. We can't deal with them all at once. Our shield becomes less effective as they're on multiple sightlines like this. And like if you push into the McCree, the Moira's going to zap you. If you push at the Moira, the McCree's going to shoot at you, right?
Yeah. I think I missed the fact there's a Reinhardt in our back line, and then there's I think Bob on the card there. So that is probably an awareness thing on my point. I was gonna go try and maybe get some swings on this McCree,
Yep. So
as I was thinking, and I had like the Moira there.
this
We
happens.
do wind up getting crushed this team fight.
Okay,
But,
I'm gonna let you see some things, or I'm gonna let you listen to some things too. But tell me how much. Okay, so this happens. I sort of know where your team is. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're checking on your team. Good. You see your Ryan's going left. You're just sort of putting your shield up and donating it right now, which I don't love unless you're about to say shoot at the, Ash or something.
For the Ash high ground.
Okay. So you're calling the Ash high ground.
Go for the Ash high ground.
Yeah, so wash out for the Ash high ground is okay, but I don't really want you just holding your shield up like this unless you're specifically telling your Lucio or whoever to poke out the Ash. Like, unless it's a very specific, I'm holding this up to let my team shoot through it specifically to remove an angled threat so that we can move like this. Like, it's a very specific order for them to go do something like that. This happens. That's their Bob, so you know it's coming in. You know you've traded. You see this, McCree, and I'm surprised that you dropped down to the right. Like, you're giving him high ground above you by dropping this rather than just walking at him, right? Like, if you walk at him with your Lucio, excuse me, he's a lot, I mean, he can still get you, but it's actually harder for him to flash you over your shield if you're walking downstairs at him. You've got a slight high ground advantage. Now he's got a slight high ground advantage.
I'm not sure if that drop was intentional, if that was just a fat fingered that.
Okay.
But so then like the Bob goes in, we get the sound barrier, I turn around and like, well, this is not great.
No, not amazing. Not amazing.
Yeah,
And you should have known the Bob was in too, based on, of course, this was where you knew relatively where the Ash was, and she's going to throw it in this direction. So, like, you were walking in, and you should have had pretty good knowledge that the Ash was over here, or that the Bob was over here, not the Ash. So, not the end of the world, but we just want some more awareness of, wait, where are our allies, where are the enemies, before we push to take more space. Before we leave cover to go get a new cover,
Unfortunate.
we want to be spending attention on where are the opponents.
You want to try and push up high ground here? Let's go. Let's go high.
Mm-hmm. Good, you're calling the rotation. Probably a little early. It's not wildly early, but like this is where your team is. and you don't slow down at all, and they weren't very far behind you, and you do want to be first out, but this means they're going to continue to be that not very far behind you. So your opponents are getting time to work on you before they're doing anything. Now they're doing something.
Maybe go grab this McCree here. McCree and Ash.
Okay. Reasonable. Good. She is not comfortable with that ult.
I don't know. You see Moiras do that all the time. Like pop it and they just try and shove it in your face in the metal ranks.
Okay, so this is probably feeling bad again, right? You're sort of surrounded. Like, wait, there's a McCree over there, plus there's enemies in front. So we need to figure out a way to clear this. And there's a couple ways to clear this. You could go, we're going to go up the ramp, which is one option. You could go, I'm going to go in that spot to the right maybe, and I'm going to crowd in there. You know, that could be another option. Or you could go, I'm going to hold my shield. I'm going to back up, hold my shield at an angle to block out the McCree and the, forward people there. And I'm specifically going to call for my soldier, clear Cree, while you're sort of shielding very intentionally for that. Does that make sense? There's three options there?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I was kind of, like, I didn't call it, but I was like kind of seeing that the soldier was shooting at McCree, so I just decided to leave the shield up there.
Okay.
And then he kind of goes and runs in that room there.
Yep. Fortunate of him to drop.
Drop, which is, that's great for us.
Yeah, this is less great. So this is the distance, and you can hear him. And even if you don't perfectly countercharge directionally, if you have the charge going and he's not 90 degrees from you, your counterpin's going to work. If you hit the counterpin button right now, it's going to work. You're going to both fall over, which would be preferable. This is unfortunate. Oh, you did hit it in time. My bad.
Yeah, I was surprised I hit that because it was like, man, I was really late at that. But so I guess maybe there's a latency issue. Sometimes you hit it and you hear the the sound animation, it doesn't go through and you still get pinned. It's
Sure.
always heartbreaking.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Yeah.
Okay, you're lucky he went down right when he did there, because you were not fast enough with your shield, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably should have asked someone else to come over here and get this, but
Doesn't bother me. They're on their own. Just leave. You're not winning this fight. They got a two-person shatter to start. They also used High
Kind of
Noon.
forgot the card there. I should have said something.
Yeah, I'm not worried, but you don't want to be taking this fight now. So, you just got double shattered and they're popping High Noon. You just leave. You can push the cart from behind it, but there's no way you're taking this fight down to. That's just letting them recollect the ult charge they invested to get those two limbs off of wiping the rest of you.
Kind of forgot the card there. I should have said something.
Yeah, now they're going to break this. I hope you get out alive.
I don't think so.
Okay. Even if you had gotten out alive, this wouldn't have been particularly good, because right as your team got back, you'd have been missing a bunch of health. Moira would have spent a bunch of resource to heal you up, and you'd be missing a bunch of shield, and you'd still be delaying when you get to push next. This is even worse because you died 10 seconds after they got shatter elimination. So you're staggered. You've staggered. By trying to push this cart a little bit more rather than playing this very safe, you've effectively staggered and taken away your real push opportunity, which is a full, clean team fight, not a 4v6 with worse positioning. Fortunately, their McCree's down, so... Let's see where you go. Mm-hmm. Shield again into a swing. Why? So here you are. Good with this. Then you swap to shield because he's bubbling. You can swing into this. You've still got the cover protecting you from most of it. You've still got plenty of armor. You absolutely swing into this rather than just let him swing into you for free. Yeah, this is unfortunate. And now you're in a place where you potentially don't want to swing anymore, which is unfortunate. You instead go for the shatter, which does get blocked. Maybe. On your screen, it sure doesn't look like it got blocked, but hey. Sure. Sure.
Reinhardt's a fun character sometimes.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Okay, now you're just gonna hard shield back up a little. Fine. I don't love this. Why are you jumping?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably a bad habit.
Yeah.
So I know it doesn't really do anything. Like I know sometimes when I want to get back fast, to like flicker the shield when you're in the air.
Well, you can do the shield hop. Shield hopping is a thing, but this is a nano Reinhardt that's looking at me. That's probably pretty willing to.
Yeah, like I don't really want to give away like shield. I don't think I'm even taking that much fire at this point.
Sorry about that.
So I think it's just like a habit to jump and I want to get back fast because of that. Which, yeah, you're right. I could have just pushed the S key and it would have been.
The S key would have actually been better here. I don't want you guys getting shattered because I'm not convinced that he doesn't have shatter. And if he just got nanoed, he probably has shatter. He's probably going to get it real quick. And you hopped up on the cart, so we definitely had the option to shatter. You can beat them.
That's there.
You can beat both Ryans. I know it.
Echo. You don't have an echo. What am I thinking?
That's I don't know. It's a. Yeah, getting double teamed as Reinhardt with the echo duplicate is always.
Yep.
Always
and I get it, but think about this pin. Is this pin right?
I think I'm trying to counterpin the echo.
Okay.
Echo. What am I thinking?
Oh yeah, you're trying to get the counterpin. You'll fall down here. That's correct. That's correct.
Oh jeez.
And then he of course gets it's hammer time.
That's fine.
Shatter.
Chain shatter.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I saw it was on was a Rogub stream there. He has like he got the Akron duplicate and they got 3 shatters onto the team.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. That's an interesting time for amp. Okay, you just got bursted the bejesus out of you. Here you are. You go for this. You think, yep, wait, those are stickies. Those are clearly stickies coming through the air to you, and you drop to swing. So, not the end of the world, but stickies actually do a lot of damage, and there's something you pay attention for. Just like you pay attention and you don't necessarily try to aggress into a Doomfist punching you, or you don't necessarily try to aggress into Maywall, or you don't try to aggress into, well, stickies. There's certain things that you're sort of trying to bait out or want some number of them to be forced before you aggress, and stickies are too short a cooldown for that to really be the case, but if you see stickies coming, you don't drop your shield until your shield has caught the stickies, because this is what's causing you to get blown up here from 498 health to 66 health. So like that's a lot. And yes, you get zapped by the Zarya too, but the biggest portion of that damage was those stickies, and you can see those coming through the air.
To recover shield here.
And then you're just sort of out there giving shield. So here you are. You're done. You're done. Drop your shield. Drop your shield. I don't care about your Ashe. Forget your Ashe. If your Ashe is scared, your Ashe can back out on their own. You don't need to be giving away an extra 400 shield here trying to help your guys get out. They are perfectly capable of getting out on their own.
To recover shield here. To recover shield here.
Yeah, I shouldn't have fire struck them. I should just
No, you should not.
Bubbled, so yeah,
you should have done nothing to him, quite frankly. You should have just looked at him as you backed up. But this is wrong. I mean, he could have pinned you.
The Ryan's half. I'm gonna push him.
Okay. No, put that shield back up. Yeah. The high noons you can shield. Your shield will break, but like it's worth doing.
It's good killing
It was
Zarya.
nice of their hard charge area to go and donate yourself like that, you know?
It was very nice. Coming out on the angle, get to swat a fly out of the air. Nice.
Yeah.
They have shatter, they have shatter.
Like, I'm not sure if Coalescence beats Nano, but
Shatter.
I'm not sure if I should have taken it.
Well, it's fine. The fight was fine to take.
Kill Zarya.
Mm-hmm.
He's on cart.
Good. We've got a little bit of target going from you. Anna
Get Xana
right.
on right side.
Okay.
Speed boost, speed boost.
Okay, you see the echoes in play. Why is it taking you so long to turn around? Okay, this Anna's gone. You should already be flipping around. Like, you should already be 180ing this. You're on mouse and keyboard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason that he should get, like, 2 swings on you before you face him. You see what just happened there? Like, that's an absurdly long amount of time.
Boost.
Anna's gone. You get swung at. You get hit a second time by a second swing there before you've really got him on your screen again.
Yeah, I think I didn't like. I see here on the replay, but I think when I was playing the game, I was tunneling on the Anna too hard and didn't notice him coming out of the spawn doors there.
Yeah, and I don't actually even mind that. I mean, okay, maybe you just if you missed that he existed, that's one thing. I didn't mind you going after the Anna, trying to eliminate the Anna first. I minded that after the Anna was eliminated, you didn't swap targets harder, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a bubble. Unfortunate.
You know, I did hit the McCree in the back though. I think
Yep.
it was kind of what I was going for, anyways.
Get Zarya back. Zarya's behind.
What's the other Ryan's shatter status?
Hmm. You know, he probably has it because I just dumped one off and he hasn't used it in a while.
Right. So, like, I'm looking at this, and not only has he not used one in a
Reinhardt's
while,
half.
like, this is going off.
Or did he just use his there?
Maybe. Let's take a look.
Alright, Reinhardt's half.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
fine then. This is one of those things where if he had it going, or you turning around, you want to call this Zarya hard, but you don't necessarily want to. You don't necessarily turn around and deal with things in your backline like this.
Get Zarya
Like,
back.
you're
Zarya's
doing it
behind us.
here,
Kill her.
and I don't hate it, but you don't want to make a habit of turning around to deal with things in your backline. You actually just back up until they're in front of you again, and then you push forward back into them to have all of your enemies in front of you again. Too many bad things happen when Ryan turns around. He gets slept, he gets hooked, he gets shattered, we don't like these things. You missed a Fire Strike finish opportunity here. So here we go. Oh no, had a little more than I thought. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get rolled by the Doomfist. I try to walk in the Coalescence there, but you know, my Moira was trying to do the same thing the other Moira was doing earlier. So
Yeah, but that's also the threat. The Doomfist is the threat. There isn't really another threat on you right now, so you actually want to change your camera to look in the direction of the Doomfist, so you know if you need to countercharge. Because if you countercharge, this doesn't hurt you. You both fall down, and he's gonna lose if you both fall down. Like, if you counterpin him, your soldier or Moira is going to eliminate him, and your Moira's probably going to save you.
yeah, it would have been that'd be much better.
Yeah, and you just aren't looking at him, so. Okay. That's fine. There's obviously adjustments we can make. We'll zoom in on them as we keep going through this game here, but you got the finish in overtime. We like it. So you guys are playing with the Bastion and the Junkrat. I'm sure they love it on the other team.
Yeah. I don't know. Does anybody really like playing with the Bastion, whether on your team or on the other team? I don't know. I think it's kind of like what the other
I
guy.
think the Bastion player does, but yeah.
Yeah, let's go gas station.
Like,
You can contest from gas station on if you stand on the ledge.
No, hold the corner, hold the corner.
Oh, okay, fine. We'll hold corner. Hold corner.
Interesting. I don't think your
They have
bastion's
Diva, they have
set up
Widowmaker,
in a place for you to hold corner, but
they
okay.
have Winston.
Well, the call was to hold corner, so I just
Yep,
went with it.
you're not tilting your team. I understand. I understand
Diva,
this
they have
less.
Widowmaker.
Like, I don't need you to turn this corner. I don't need you to be shield botting for your Junkrat here. Your Junkrat can bounce nades, literally can bounce nades off the left wall there. Like, he can literally go, oh, I sent a nade here, and it bounces back into the Diva. He doesn't need to peek this angle. You don't need him to peek this angle. Maybe if you had someone here that you specifically wanted to peek the who could specifically contest the Widow with your shield, maybe you'd peek this, but there's just not a good reason to peek this right now.
So we have Winston.
Okay. Too far. Why are you out here? There's no reason to be out here. Widow could have just done 300 damage to you. This is silly. There's no reason to be out here. You don't need to stop the cart yet. You can't stop the cart yet. You being here isn't doing anything. You're actually just giving their double off tank team time to do work against you. Like, their poke is better than yours. Not really, but individually, their poke is better than yours because you're a Reinhardt versus a Diva and a Hog, right? So, like, your shield is going to get destroyed really fast against these guys. So, whereas you, if you can get in close to them, are pretty darn good against those heroes if you can get close to them, but your shield is going to go really fast. So you can't be spending half of your shield before they're forced into swing range. And what's going to force them into swing range? Well, the cart getting a little closer to the point at which for them to push any further, they have to deal with you is what's going to force them into swing range. So
I guess maybe it could have went high ground over there and then dropped or something like that and just hid in the tunnel.
I wouldn't. I think this.
No.
Well, you could, but I'm not talking about changing that. I'm saying play this corner, but I don't care. Like, just tuck further to your right here, and I don't care if you even take a little damage from this Diva. You don't want to give away much shield right now. Just tuck harder against this wall. Do you sort of get what I'm saying? Like, here, let me show you. You're giving away shield right here.
So we have Winston.
You're giving away shield again by being right here. Like, by being here at all, you weren't going to hit things with your hammer. You're giving away more shield. You're still giving away shield when you can just tuck further to the right to force Diva to come around this corner, to come in to continue to get you. Just drop your shield. Literally just drop your shield. Nope.
Winston's behind us.
Now you could potentially have your shield up if you turn around for me. Okay. No, we don't want to back up. They have, remember, so like, yes, your Bastion is plenty powerful, but you suck back here. You're not any good at this range as Reinhardt. Whereas their Diva and Hog are kind of okay at the range there. If you think of the Diva and Hog's distance from you, you want to be close to them. They would like to be sort of medium short range, medium range against you. Because you are worthless against them at medium, short, and medium range. You're only useful at short range. So you want to create short sight lines. If you create the short sight line, if you make them fight you on the short sight line, and your best way to do that was to be up here at this corner, but tucked just a little further to the right so that they actually have to round in, then you easily get to fight them. Like, this Diva will have to come in, and you could easily have 1200 shield right now.
McCree's up top.
So we don't back up right here. This is not what we do. If we were still at this corner, we'd just be to the right of our Junkrat. We'd be fine.
I'm out of shield. We have to get to cover.
And like, now you're feeling like I have to be back here because you have no shield, and I understand that. But like I said, you gave away a ton of shield that you didn't have to.
We're probably going to have to take high ground against this. We're just going to jump us if we stand on low ground.
Yeah, you're rotating while your team's winning the fight. Little unfortunate, but hey. And then you're immediately going to end up dropping again. So really a bit of a misread of the fight here. Here we go. We're back to this. You recovered shield some in there. You're helping break that shield. You do this, and this is fine. Protecting your Bastion, like, now that you're actually at this phase, just donating all of your value to your Bastion, so be it.
We're probably going to have to take high ground against this.
Drop your shield. And I actually don't need you to circle it around here at all. If you just walk up through a gas station and then go across the left side of Sign, I think you're going to be perfectly fine.
It's like on the low ground still, or just it's easier to get high ground that way?
No, on the low ground still, because I expect you to clean up this fight. Like your Bastion had done enough. Everyone had done enough. Like the Winston, when you left on your mission on this mission, it was in part because the Winston had gone high ground.
We're probably going to want to have to take.
But if you're sort of looking at
Yeah,
this
I
fight,
meant like. Yeah, I meant like just in general. They have like the Winston, they have the Diva, and like I think like my concern is that if we play in the road here, that like their dive tanks are just gonna abuse that gas station against us.
oh sure,
I don't really, yeah.
okay.
I don't really want to be setting up a bastion on the low ground, but you know, sometimes the team goes with you, sometimes they don't. I don't remember specifically what happens here, but I think we do get the bastion set up here for like a little bit, anyways.
Okay. Okay, Bastion's gonna set up here.
McCree's behind by the tunnel.
Yeah. So here you are. I mean, it's up to you,
McCree's
but I think if you push that Kree, your Junkrat pushes with you, and you get this McCree like 8 out of 10 times, and that's going to be worth
behind
surrendering the high ground for
by the tunnel
because you're going to stagger them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Swing at the Diva.
Get them all. It's still in the end of there. He's got no cooldowns. Back up, back up. Speed boost, speed boost, speed boost. Get back, get back.
I like that you're trying to call your plan.
Yeah, I know.
Shield,
Lucio
shield,
seems to
shield.
be allergic to green aura, though.
Yeah, yeah, they're going to be. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so please don't give away shield anymore. You just firestruck into that.
Let's give him some free health.
Yeah, even if you realize, oh shoot, I shouldn't have firestruck, you can hard swing away, like hard swing the direction of your camera away to send your firestrike not at him, so he at least doesn't get the health. Not sure why your shield went up there, but okay. It does slow down the regen. Don't be this firing platform. You're trying too hard to help your team out. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it! You're giving away shield again. Like, you need the short sight lines, and I don't think you realize how much you need the short sight lines. You need the Diva to push up to stand, like, about where your Moira is before you're useful. Like, you aren't useful to this fight until this Diva gets about to where your Moira is, and you should now, right now, just be tucked to the right in against this. The thing above you, it's annoying if the Diva goes up there, don't get me wrong, but if you're playing this corner, that's where you would play, and you're just looking to swing sort of into the opening, and then you'll back up even tucked harder until she actually pushes up to where this is. The Hog pushes up to where this is, until opponents push up in such a way that you then have a very short sight line to push onto them. Like, right now, this is a very long sight line, and as soon as they break this corner, if you were close on the corner break, it's a very short sight line for you to push into them and swing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's usually how I do like to play this corner that way, but like my team seems to really want to stand in the open here, and I am a little bit paranoid that one gets picked. But yeah, I understand. It's like they're on their own. That's their own problem. If they die, then they can just flame them in chat or something, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't care if you flame them in chat or not, but my point is more like you're doing this to try to enable your Moira to poke. Well, I'm not sure I care if my Moira pokes at all. Like, it's the sort of thing where it's like my Moira.
The Bastion is like behind me there too.
Yeah, fine. I'll live with this because you have the Bastion. I don't care about the Junkrat. I really don't care about the Bastion either. I care a little bit more about the Bastion. And this would be the type of the moment where you'd go, hey, oh, my Bastion got weak. Okay, I'll try to help him walk out now that he's actually trying to leave. But it's Bastion. I'll deal. You even body block a little. Okay, this is better. Good.
Behind Sigma, they're behind us. They're behind us.
What?
Behind Sigma, they're behind us. They're behind us.
Did your Junkrat just save their Anna's life? Oh, lovely. Why are you backing away from this? You have beat health. This is a Sigma. You swing at Sigma. You have much better close range fight than Sigma does. You try to block this, but I don't understand why you're backing away. Like, now that he's fluxing, yes, it's going to be hard to stick to him, but you're all too willing to stay away from this guy. At least you're making him give you high ground. That was a neat trick. Okay. Is it going to be over? So are you leaving, or are you going to cart? Mm-hmm.
Your summer just went to McCree.
You're leaving. Fine.
Moira, get out, get out.
No, now you're staggering. I know you want her, but now you're staggering. Okay, that changes everything. Yep. What's that?
Yeah, I didn't really want Moira to die there on account of she's their main healer, and then that's really bad. But I guess if I die, that's also equally as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Swing on Diva.
The problem you also run into is you're going, oh, I don't want her to go down because it's really bad if she goes down, but it's also really bad if I go down. But what's most likely to happen is if she goes down, that's really annoying, and you guys have to wait 20 seconds until the next fight. If you go out to go try and save her, and you last 5, 6, 7 seconds after she goes down, like you go out to try and save her, she still inevitably goes down, you go down 5, 6, 7 seconds later, now instead of waiting 15 seconds for the next fight, we're waiting 20 seconds for the next fight. And if we have to wait 15 instead of 20 seconds for the next fight, well, the next guy might come out and try to save you, which could mean we're actually waiting 25 seconds for the next fight, but is also going to mean, hey, because we're waiting 20 instead of 15 seconds for the next fight, even if the next guy doesn't try to come out to save you, it's more time for someone else to get bored, because people don't like sitting still in this game, especially in the lower ranks, and to go, well, I've been sitting still for 20 seconds already, I'm going to go do something. You see how that adds up and turns into the stagger fest? Like, just by you going, I'm going to try to save this person, that you didn't really have the power to save them until the Junkrat ult happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Diva's a mega.
Okay.
I'm gonna push this Hanzo. So.
Okay. Okay, you blocked the flash. You did this. Okay, this is not great. Okay, so I see what's going on here. I'd imagine this right now feels pretty uncomfortable, right? You've got the Anna, the McCree, and your solution, instead of going, I'm going to swing at the McCree who doesn't have flash, or I'm going to swing at the Anna, like usually what you do here is you go for the McCree, is you start backing up, you keep backing up, you keep backing up, you're trying to keep them all zoned out with your shield, when you're more scary to that McCree than the McCree and the Anna are to your team at this point. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? Like, he doesn't have flash anymore, and he's getting remarkably close to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
You need to take advantage. You don't really make space with your shield. Your shield is like a temporary take space measure. Your shield will help you walk at the McCree. Yes, by walking at the McCree, you're going to open the Anna up to potentially shoot at you. She's already spent her nade, so the most dangerous thing she can do to you is sleep you. And I'm not really sure I care if she does.
She sleep died earlier. She's on hog.
Then she's empty. So she's totally empty. So if you walk at that McCree, there's nothing he can do besides fan your shield. And it's like, okay, so you can fan my shield. Great. I still have 1400 shield. And the Anna gets past me because I'm walking at the McCree. That's fine. The McCree is running for his life. So you're doing plenty by letting the Anna get past you. You don't need to keep, like, you do need to use your hammer is sort of where I'm going here. Like, you're letting yourself get zoned out like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're sort of surrounded again, still with your shield up when there's an Anna right here to swing at. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I saw Roadhog was like real low and he was purple, and like I really didn't want him to be eliminated.
Yeah, stop caring about your team. Like that's actually going to be some pretty serious advice for me. I get that you're the main tank, and people who gravitate towards main tank do tend to have like a I'm going to lead the team, I'm going to do this, etc. But you have to recognize how much individual power you have as Reinhardt. It's pretty high, and you've got to go, oh, I see a McCree that I can go force out. I'm going to force that McCree. Oh, there's an Anna here for me to swing at. I'm going to swing at this Anna. Like, I'm not going to get punished if I do this thing. And I can't just try to bail my teammates out of bad situations constantly. Am I sometimes going to go up there and drag my Zarya back with my shield, drag my McCree back with my shield? Occasionally, but it's a pretty rare move, I'd say, compared to how often you do it. Like, I would fiercely bring that back, because by doing some of this stuff, you then don't have much shield to play with when you want to push the diva that you should be able to push, when you want to push the McCree that you should be able to push. And that's costly, because by helping them, you've cost your own ability to do damage. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that before too. That I play too passively.
Yes. Oh, that Anna being. I was convinced that after I unpaused, you were going to swing at that Anna. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sick EMP.
Good.
Racer.
Okay, so we're going to jump forward to the next game here, but like the biggest thing that we're seeing is we really do need to focus on, hey, less shielding for our team, significantly less shielding for our team, more playing for short sight lines ourselves. More like I am going to play around the corner where, hey, there's a defensive corner, I'm playing around the corner, the opponents have to round the corner, and then I get to push into them from my side of the corner, and I just get to swing and cleave dozens of them. Or if it's a Roadhog, so be it. The Roadhog is now in a place where I'm threatening with my hammer, as opposed to letting him right-click me down the long sight line. And yes, I know you had the Bastion, and the Bastion changes the equation slightly, but Bastion's really the only one who's justifying changing this equation slightly. Let's keep going here. I don't think we care about the play of the game. I do think we care about this. Are we playing Ryan again, or are we playing a different hero for the second one?
We'll play Rissa.
So for this one, I roll on Narissa, but I do switch to Ryan. If you look at that team position, like immediately I don't want to play this game, but it is what it is, right?
Sure. Okay, fair enough.
When you play something you're good at.
Well, I don't know. That wouldn't be a challenge, would it?
It wouldn't be a challenge to play something you're good at, but they want wins.
Mercy.
Yeah, so at least let's Lucio speed boost us out here. So like what I used to play Orisa a lot. What I usually like to do on this point is like I'll camp out like over here, and everyone always goes high ground on this point. They always come up this exact same way. And my usual play is to try and yank two or three of them off onto with the halt.
Harder now. Yeah.
But but I don't know. I've had my Orisa feels really bad to me ever since the halt nerf and the shield.
Okay.
I don't really have a good feel for this hero, but I really didn't want to play Ryan with this composition.
Sure. So here's my first issue. If this shield breaks, where's your cover?
A bit too far back, probably.
Right, it's like 3 steps back. And Orisa doesn't have a shield that just lets you exist in the open anymore. It's a 600 HP shield that even by the time it's deployed is already missing 150 HP. So, and is on a 10-second cooldown. You don't get permanent shield up time on Orisa, so you need to be playing in places where you fire with your shield, but you have cover the instant your shield breaks, and you start firing less when your shield breaks if they start paying attention to you, but you can still fire because you have cover. Like that's not a recent change to Orisa, but that's a big change to Orisa. And it's not really a change, but it's a much more punishing if you were doing it wrong compared to before if you were doing it wrong. Like you can't hold this.
That shield's gonna break soon. Watch out for that.
That reload wasn't really very good. So you hit this reload. There's still stuff you could have been looking around for over there.
Let's get on point.
And it wasn't a reload due. It wasn't you going, hey, I want to hit the reload now because my shield cooldown will be back, and I'll want to cancel the reload because Orisa's reload is obnoxiously long, which you could have justified a high ammo reload for. That wasn't that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. My wrist attack is really bad.
Yep.
I don't really play this hero that much anymore. And see, I tried to yank the Reinhardt over here, and one of the other guys point, so it's like fine.
Sure.
But I said that, but like in this situation, like I really don't want to be on the point with Reinhardt as Arissa right now.
Not only do you not want to be on the point as Reinhardt, okay, this happened. Cool. This happened. You threw this halt. He's gone. Reinhardt is gone.
Anyways, yeah.
Win the fight. If Reinhardt is gone and we just pick the soldier, I don't care about the point. You just got their soft underbelly exposed because Reinhardt is on the point. They either all have to jump to the point or you melt them out here. Melt the Zarya. Melt the Moira up here. Don't go around to fight this. You still have your Fortify going. You can fight those guys.
All right, we're gonna go to point then. Sure, that's fine. We can get a
Nope,
point.
nope. We are not going to point. We are not going to. No, no, no. Okay, so if you'd stayed up top where your teammates are, you'd have been able to shoot from high ground, which would be cool. If you'd rotated part of the way down, but not actually all the way down, you'd have had a crossfire where your allies are shooting from where you just were, and you're shooting from the part way down spot, and both of you are shooting sort of down on them, and they have to come off the point and go up the stairs to sort of get to you, and they're getting pelted by you and your teammates from different angles the whole time. I don't really care, and the point wasn't ready to unlock yet. Even when you go down here, it's got 2 seconds left, so you still had like a good 5, 6, 7 seconds to soften them up. Are you with me?
Yeah, I definitely agree. And like I think we had like a McCree and a Junkrat. It's like we could have, if they're going to give us high ground for free, then we can just spam them off point anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of feel like this should have been Hamster Ball's job to contest the fucking point, not mine in the first place. But
well, it probably was Hamster's job to contest point in the first place, but the point wasn't unlocked when you got eliminated, so it's not his job to touch point yet.
Yeah.
Hello, they're so low.
I still have a job to do.
Okay.
This is a reset. This is a reset. Mercy.
Yes, it is.
Weapon systems optimized.
Right, hopefully they're dumb enough to just hang on point and shoot down on them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's not the case though.
Nope, they're
Okay. So there was the potential for you to instantly throw a halt here. Like, oh, that's a Hanzo. I'm immediately going to halt that. Because if I immediately halt that, there's a decent chance my McCree or Junkrat hit him right now. And even if they don't, my halt will bring him right back. Probably just him. And there's a really good chance that we get him.
Nope.
But he's gone pretty quick.
not.
And you throw this down. And that's way too deep of a shield. That's way too deep of a shield for what is going on here. Unfortunate.
We kill this Reinhardt. He's super low.
Okay.
I was lower, I guess, but yeah. I don't know. It was
We're gonna have to go.
I
a different
mean,
way to point.
attacking from they have a Reinhardt, you have an Orisa, you're attacking from one angle, it's not going to work. Like, you're trying to break a corner into a Reinhardt, unless you get an early pick, it's going to be tough.
Don't die, and we'll go. Let's go a different way. Here, okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go this way.
McCree, don't run.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to use your shield to get to the Lucio so you can swing at him? Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's go high.
You're dancing. You're
Right
okay.
here.
Fine. You're calling the rotation. Cool. Works for me.
We're going behind them? What?
It's fine. It's fine. I'm going behind
You're
this.
not
I'm on the
being
Reinhardt.
decisive. Nope. No reason to pin here.
Behind them? What?
It's fine. It's fine. Going
yeah, it
behind
was.
this. I'm on the Reinhardt.
Yeah, your team has the positional advantage. Don't do something high risk like a pin here unless you're counter pinning. You have the health lead, you have the positional advantage. No reason to go for a pin here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I get punished for this.
Both missed
If I
there.
remember correctly. Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Reinhardt's low.
Hanzo behind.
Cool. He killed himself.
Gunpoint, I can heal you.
Where you can set up on low ground, eh? I don't love
Let's
it.
take high ground, McCree.
There you go. Oh, they just used both bubbles? That sounds great. You don't have enough team. You're just trying to be a firing platform here. You know I hate that. You know I hate that.
I know you hate that, Temporal.
The reason I hate it is because it's wrong. You're now not going to be an effective hero. Look, you have half a shield. You don't have the ability to advance on this team if you wanted to. So, like, maybe you helped your team. You didn't. But it was in exchange for you not being able to be useful yourself. Like, be useful yourself as an individual hero on the board. Mm-hmm.
Gonna drop. Testing.
Okay. Good. Well, it was nice knowing you. I don't mind that. I mean, you're definitely more careful than you need to be here. Like, we can go through some of this micro.
I'm gonna drop.
Okay. Sure, you can shield up. Keep walking forward. Why are you sidestepping? Why are you sidestepping? Now you can be taking a step back because you're wanting to kite the bubble a little. Just a little, though, because you're going to want to swing as soon as the bubble's over. Okay, swing. Fine. And you block. Fine. I mean, you can shield this. Yeah, I'll let that be. Fine. You then go for that swing.
I have to touch. Nice mines. I'm pushing Hanzo. Speed boost, Lucio. Speed boost.
You know, Lucio's never speed boost, you know?
Yep.
Hanzo, speed
I hear you.
boost, Lucio. Speed boost.
You're trying to micro it. I get it. You hit this. I don't like that Hanzo's in the middle of your screen right here. So you know that your hammer will do damage as soon as the actual swing portion of it hits them, and your swing right now is coming from the right, so it's not able to hurt him. What's that?
Yeah, you should be on the first third, the right third of the
Yes,
screen.
exactly. And that actually matters because this is an elimination right here. Like, you could have eliminated this Hanzo quite a bit faster and probably taken 2 less storm arrows.
Pushing Hanzo, speed boost, Lucio.
Because
speed
you
boost,
go
speed
like
boost, speed
this.
boost.
We're going to ignore that one. You go here, and then you could already have canceled this into the fire strike. That'll eliminate him. And then that's 2 less storm arrows that you take.
Yeah, I know about the fire strike cancel, but I'm not really comfortable enough with it to like put it in my regular rotation.
That's fine. Even if you're not comfortable with the fire strike cancel yet, you still want to be tagging them with the first third of your screen, as you put it, because that's still going to leave to, even if you end up finishing with them with your hammer, you go, I swing from the right, and then I hard swing my screen to the left because my second swing will come, or I swing my screen to the left because my first swing comes from the right, and then if I didn't shield cancel, I hard swing my screen in the other direction to the right because my hammer's coming from the left, and I still want them eliminated a fraction of a second earlier because that's still less damage that's going to come at me. And then once you get more comfortable swinging your screen around like that, it's going to get more comfortable to go, okay, I have to swing into the middle for a fire strike there. Like, so just start with the baby step of I swing to consistently catch them in the first third of my screen, not the middle unless I'm cleaving multiple people. But it also, what that lets you do is it lets you extend your arc. Instead of going, I cover this arc of my screen, you can also go, I swing my screen to make it bigger so that I cover like half of, I cover a full 180 degrees, or I cover 270 degrees because I swung my screen as my hammer was swinging through.
Zarya?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of personal.
That's better.
Hanzo on point.
A little better. Good.
I need heals on point.
Let's try and choke them off if we can.
He doesn't have pin, and you know it.
Behind.
Yeah, most of their teams.
That's true. I am a little bit scared about like pinning into there.
I'm not telling you to pin into there. I'm just telling you to make a mental flag for that. Now he's gonna be close enough to have it back. You can't take advantage of it anymore. and you, to be clear, you never had an actual window to take advantage of it. It's just a mental flag you plant
Yeah,
because
looks like they're
there
rotating.
are
They're rotating.
situations
They're
where you
rotating.
can.
They're rotating.
Use the shield. Counterpin. Swing. 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 Shield. Back
He's on the
into him
point.
and swing. Too late.
I'm healing.
Yeah. Too far away. Okay, so that's going to cover it. For our Reinhardt, the most obvious thing is going to be really understanding these corners better, playing for these shorter corners. You can tell me that you do it in different games, but I can only really comment on what I'm seeing in the games that I'm watching. So it's like where you really want to play on these corners against these heroes that have short sight lines, not just against like double off tank, but really in general. You're looking to play corners harder than you are. You are not looking to be, hey, I provide an extra shield for my team to shoot through. Like you are looking to be, I have this corner. And we saw that on the first map on Route 66, but we did also see this on this map where you're too willing to just have your sort of shield up for your team to use. And it really is for you. It really is so that you can use it to get to things you want to swing at. And if when you're not advancing on things, when you're defending, or you've taken control of the objective and you're defending, even if it's your attacking round, you're defending control of the objective. You go hey, you have to push into us. I'm going to make you break onto a short sight line for me because Reinhardt is a hero who excels on short sight lines. He has no range, so like that's really important. And you do still do a little bit of Rhine dancing too. So like you use too much shield. You use too much shield protecting your team, use some shield with some poor movement, but the real key is going to be understanding I want to get to places where I can swing, and that means I have to be more selfish than I am with my health resources. Like that is going to be the biggest thing for helping out your Reinhardt right now. You could say you care too much about your team when you don't have to. Remember, this is still gold. You can still go, hey, we lost someone. I'm going to carry it back by myself getting value. Like, I don't want to go, I invest my shield to get my Moira out alive, who may or may not have gotten out alive, my soldier out alive, who may or may not have gotten out alive. But now I can't really play in this fight. I can't really do enough in this fight until my shield comes back, and these are crucial seconds in the fight. Like, I'm not saying you can't ever save anyone, but you're doing way too much of that right now, and it's not letting you have the actual impact, like the authoritative impact that Reinhardt can have in fights. I don't want you backing away from a McCree that doesn't have flash because you're afraid it's going to open the angle on an Ana, when at that point you're doing so much damage to the McCree that who cares? Like, I really want a firm grasp of that for you. If we move on to your Orisa, I mean, we didn't see much of your Orisa. Obviously, it was not correct to drop to the point to go contest the point early, but in general, you're looking for Orisa to do the opposite and play those really long sight lines and go, oh, you dropped to the point, free sight lines on you, great. Oh, you're out there, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you just fine, but when my shield breaks, I want to make sure that I have cover available. I'm not just shielding in the middle of nowhere. I'm shielding where there's cover available. It is actually similar to Reinhardt, where Reinhardt might use his shield to rotate through cover, but Reinhardt is really trying to actually play on corners. His shield is just to get him through cover. Orisa is using her shield to extend a corner, if that makes sense. Like, this corner is longer and I can shoot through it more safely now, and then when my shield breaks, I can shoot less, but I can still shoot some because I'm on the corner. So, like, I really, really want you thinking about your corners more and thinking about saving your shield more, because that leads you to letting you be more aggressive with your Reinhardt. Like, that's what I'm seeing as the big room for you to get better. I hope that we had strong enough examples of that for you. If we didn't, certainly talk to me, let me know. But what do you got? Does that make sense to you? I guess is where I'd go with this.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Do you think Orisa in general is like so? Like I've been playing mostly Reinhardt this competitive season compared to my other tanks. Play a little bit of Winston, I play a little bit of Orisa, and I think like out of the three, Orisa is probably like my worst one. That's kind of like I'll pick this. If Winston isn't going to be great, like I don't have any like in this instance. Like I mean, I don't like playing Winston with Ball because Ball's gonna debate you with his initiations and roll away. Right? That like it's like I learned very early not to trust hamster players and never play a dive tank with them because you're just going to feed. So like in that
Unless
situation,
they're aggressively calling dives, yeah, that's kind of true. Because a lot of hamsters are playing in a very just constant uptime style as opposed to a hard dive style. Winston Ball absolutely can be legit, but yes, you are correct.
yeah. So like in this composition, like I swept to the Reinhardt because I didn't think I was really getting.
Hmm.
And they have a Reinhardt, and a lot of times you just get run over if they have a Reinhardt and you don't. So it's like, okay, I'll play Reinhardt even though I don't really love the Reinhardt into the composition.
Sure.
So do you think Orisa would be like a good like hero to pick up, or should I focus more on just playing Reinhardt? I guess.
Well, it depends what you want to do. If you want to be able to go, hey, I play main tanks because I want to be able to play main tanks because that's how I envision, because it's a role, and like at some point I might want to play on a team, even if it's just in a rec league on a team. Yeah, if you've worked on your Reinhardt, you then go, yes, Orisa's a good hero to pick up because she's a main tank. She can pair well with Ball. She can pair well with Sigma. Like she can pair well with Hog, and she can pair with some of those heroes better than Reinhardt. Yeah, that could make sense. On the other hand, if it's just a, hey, what do I play when people go Ball and you're like, I can play any tank in the world? Well, you've said you don't want to do Winston, which is fine. D.Va doesn't feed as hard because D.Va can play more defensively, which can, she can play more with her team. If the Ball is just playing constant uptime style, D.Va can do a little more to go, yeah, okay, I'll just play highly defensive for my team while my team does a lot of poke work. Like I'll sort of deny the opponent's poke type thing. And when I say highly defensive, that doesn't mean sitting in our own backline. It just means playing a slower game, not letting them get angles, etc. So like that could be a thing, and that would be perfectly fine. Or yeah, if you go, hey, I'm comfortable with the Reinhardt Ball is not going to be a throw, and it's not going to be a throw until at least Masters. Like Ball and Reinhardt can work together okay. It's not like those have some terrible, huge anti-synergy. It's like, yes, you don't get a bubble like you would with Zarya. You don't get DM to protect you while you're swinging. But if you understand what Ball's initiations look like and you just go, I'm treating him sort of like the initiator, but I'm close so that I can push up during his initiation, you can be just fine.
Okay.
In terms of what tank, is it worth learning Orisa? I'd say it's worth learning Orisa, but it depends on your goals.
Fair enough. I don't think I'll probably be playing on a team anytime soon. Like I probably like playing Orisa more than like D.Va.
Okay.
Maybe that's a good hero to pick up. I'm not sure. So I'll practice more on the. If that gets if that gets good enough, then maybe I'll maybe use some of the other remaining sessions on Orisa.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I think you've got a place to start on Orisa. The place to start is I play on corners and my barrier just extends the corners. Even if it's like in front of the corner, it's actually extending the corner from your perspective. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. If you need anything else, let me know. Otherwise, or if you have follow-up questions from this, let me know. Otherwise, I'll link this at some point when it's uploaded so you can review it, go over things, and I think we're good to go.
Okay, great. So maybe same time next week. Does that work for you for
Yeah, that's just fine. If you want to book this for same time next week, I can throw that on the calendar now.
All right, great. Let's do that.
Perfect. See you then. Good luck, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye.